never do know what's around the bend. Big adventure or brand new friend when you're curious. I like curious jaws. Swing! Well, everything is so glorious. Sure. And everything is so wondrous. There's more to explore when you open your door and meet friends like this. Just can't miss. I be curious, and that's marvelous. And that's your reward. You never be bored if you ask yourself, what is this? Like curious, I like curious Jones. Oh.
Little monkeys sure can't take up a lot of space, especially when they have a lot of stuff.
Well, that's the last of it, George. George? Now, George, are you sure we can't give this all away instead of storing it in the basement? You'll never use any of this stuff again.
The way George saw it, you should save everything because you never know when you might need it.
Okay, let's take it downstairs.
There's nothing Hundley loved more than a clean lobby. He only wished that monkey felt the same way.
Oh, sorry about that, Hundley.
Is that all of it?
It's not even half of it.
301's doorbell is stuck again. Don't worry, Hundley will show you to the basement.
Great. George, I'll go upstairs for more boxes. Why don't you and Hundley find a spot for them? Don't go down empty-handed.
Hundley decided to find a place for George's stuff. It occurred to Hundley that this was the first time he'd been in the basement by himself. Now, where did that ball go? A good lobby dog is fearless.
What are you guys waiting for? Why aren't you bringing the boxes downstairs? Well, I'll go upstairs and get more boxes.
George knew something in that basement must have scared Hundley, but he wondered what. Hundley couldn't let George go into that basement all by himself. He was a lobby dog, and this was his job. There was nothing to be afraid of. A basement is just a room full of junk. There was nothing to be afraid of down here. Except for that creepy noise.
George? Are you two all right?
Calm down.
Something in that basement must be frightening them. Let's all go down together and see what it is.
Well, I have to wait for the doorbell repairman.
Hundley wished he could wait for the doorbell repairman.
I can't see a thing. I'm putting you two down, all right? What? Oh. Well, we searched this entire basement and there's nothing scary about it. I guess we'll store the boxes here. I'm going upstairs to grab some more.
The man with the yellow hat was right. The basement wasn't scary. But that noise, that was scary. Hundley didn't know what this was for, but he knew it wasn't dignified. First, George had to figure out exactly where that noise came from. Except it seemed to come from every direction. Hundley didn't feel dignified, but he didn't feel scared either. Okay, the one thing George knew about sound was the closer he got to something, the louder it was. But how could George get close to the creepy noise without getting close to the creepy noise? George was right. You should save everything because you never know when you might need it. To help pinpoint the noise, George divided the basement into 4 sections. He recorded the creepy noise in each of the 4 sections. George played the recording and listened closely. Now they knew the noise was coming from the part of the basement near the boxes. They'd found it.
Oh my! What a creepy noise!
Yeah, I guess we should go down and take a look.
After you.
No, after you.
Hundley had enough. He was tired of being afraid.
This is a cow.
Cow.
Yeah, Moo. Aw, Hundley must be the bravest dog in the city.
Well, let's get the rest of those boxes down here. Haven't you learned noises are nothing to be afraid of? You don't you? Maybe we should keep your stuff upstairs, George. You never know when we might need it. Help! Attention! Attention! Help!
Spring had arrived. It was the perfect day for George to break his moonball record.
George! Time to come in! Come on! Bedtime! Oh, I get it. You think because the sun is out, you should be out. Well, George, in the winter, the days are short, so it's dark at dinner time and dark at bedtime. But now it's spring, so the days are longer. It's light when you eat dinner and light when you go to bed. Well, 7:30 means bedtime no matter how light it is outside, George. I know.
It was hard to fall asleep with the sun out. Counting sheep seemed like a good idea. But even the sheep were out enjoying the sunshine. It just wasn't fair to make a monkey go to bed and miss all this. George didn't fall asleep until the sun went down.
There we go. Good morning, George. I put new batteries in the clock, so now I'm setting the time. Look, I can move the time forward, like this, or backward, like this. See, the little hand points to the hour, 8. And the big hand tells you how long until the next hour. "8:30, halfway to 9 o'clock. So while my bedroom clock and watch are in the shop, Olga will make sure we're on time for things, like going to bed. You know, I'd like to get a surprise for George. He's been really good about sticking to his bedtime.
Hey, what about a blimp ride? The Rough Week blimp is in town this week, and I know the owner.
Oh, George would love a blimp ride.
Well, good. Mr. Roughweek will be here tomorrow at 9:30. You can make an appointment with him. But be on time. Mr. Roughweek keeps a tight schedule.
George, it's bedtime. I'm sorry, George. It's 7:30. If it were 6:30, you could keep playing, but it's not.
6:30? George just learned how to change time this morning.
Well, your bed is all ready for you. Oh, it's only... I thought... Oh, sorry. I guess you still have an hour to play. Oh, can't be late.
What happened?
Well, they were out of jelly donuts, so I got chocolate.
You're late.
That's not possible.
Mr. Roughweek left an hour ago. It looks like you missed out on the blimp.
Oh. Huh. I guess I said it wrong.
Before going out to play, George gave himself extra time, just like yesterday.
Don't worry. It usually flies by our building again around sunset.
Chapter 7? Hello?
Hey, good news. Mr. Roughweek says he'll be back tomorrow, especially for you, to set up the blimp ride.
Oh, we can still ride the roughage is very, very good for you. That's right, it's okay. We'll be there on time this time, all right?
George gave himself another hour, so he'd be sure to see the blimp at sunset.
Ooh, just make sure you're on time.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be early. Hey, you've still got some playtime left, George. And I've still got a lot of time left to read. Wow, I must be getting faster. Oh, can't be late. Jelly donut?
No, thanks. I thought you were going to get here early to talk to Mr. Roughweek.
And here I am, bright and early.
He left 2 hours ago.
What? That's not even possible.
He'll be here for only a minute tomorrow. Last chance.
There's got to be something wrong with my clock.
No, there's nothing wrong with this clock.
Are you sure? Because I am later every day.
That clock runs as well as I do. Okay, I'll go get your other clock and watch.
Yeah, no rush. Look, George, I got my old clock back and my watch. That's right. You can adjust it just like the big clock. Boy, I hope you're more reliable. Sorry, Olga. It's nothing personal. Ooh, I'm gonna be late for book club. If only there were more hours in the day.
More hours in the day? George could help with that.
Oh, this is great! I'm on my 27th book, and you may never have to go to bed again. George, don't do that. Wait a minute. Have you been changing the clock? Oh, no wonder I'm always late. George, you shouldn't do that. Well, because our clock has to have the same time as all the other clocks. Your changing the clock caused us to miss a ride in the Rough Week blimp. Well, we do have one last chance. Tomorrow. But, George, we have to show up on time. Can't be late.
Mr. Roughweek, this is the man I was telling you about.
I'd like to set up a blimp ride.
Too late. I'm flying to Cleveland this afternoon for the Sausage Festival.
Oh, I'm sorry, George.
It's for a monkey? Well, why didn't you say so? Sausage can wait. I've never flown with a monkey before. Now, would you like to be my co-pilot?
Wow. Hey, George, you can see our apartment building. I guess staying up late all week is finally taking its toll.